What would happen if tomorrow there were no people left on the planet? The first thing the Earth would feel would be silence. No footsteps, no cars, no voices. Only the wind, the rustling of trees, and the faint sounds of wildlife that had long been waiting for its moment. The power grids would still be working, but they would begin to shut down due to overload. Houses, cars, and factories continue to function on their own until the energy runs out. In the first hours after the disappearance of humans, the planet seems to freeze on the verge of fantasy. In some countries, waterfalls continue to fall. Waves in the ocean remain unchanged. Nature does not depend on us. The first hours and days. The world does not understand what has happened. Technology still works on its own, but gradually stops. Animals cautiously explore the empty streets, and nature slowly begins to regain control. Pets learn to find food without humans. Pigeons use buildings as safe nests, and cats learn to hunt. Interestingly, after a few days, domestic dogs begin to form small packs, like their wild ancestors, and cats explore new territories, avoiding large predators. Dandelions and other hardy plants begin to sprout in cracks in the asphalt and concrete. Even in a matter of days, green spots can be seen in places where people never paid attention before. The first week's grasses and small plants slowly grow back. The first bushes appear in parks, and animals become bolder. Fish reproduce faster than ever before because there is more oxygen and less pollution in rivers and lakes. Insects, from bees to cockroaches, return to places where humans had driven them out. Even old houses become part of the ecosystem. Spiders spin their webs, and birds use attics for nesting. Interesting fact: a few weeks after humans disappear, air pollution levels in large cities drop significantly. It becomes easier to breathe even in megacities, where it used to be dangerous to breathe. The first months, cities begin to slowly fall apart. Concrete cracks, roofs collapse, windows are blown out by the wind. Small trees appear in parks, bushes grow in cracks in the asphalt. Dogs and cats adapt to hunting, while foxes and raccoons begin to actively use the abandoned streets as routes. The Earth gradually reclaims places that humans thought were eternal. Interesting fact: without humans, many diseases begin to disappear. For example, viruses and bacteria that depend exclusively on dense human populations quickly die out, and ecosystems begin to self-regulate. 1 to 2 years, bushes grow taller, young trees take the place of old buildings. Cities turn into semi-ruined settlements. Birds build nests where there used to be noise, and aquatic plants clean up lakes and rivers. Rodents and small predators settle in new territories. Interestingly, during this period, many species that suffered from urbanization begin to return. Hawks, deer, foxes. Even in large cities, animals that were not seen there before begin to appear. 5 years later, large buildings begin to partially collapse. Cracks become larger, and forests slowly begin to expand around cities. Wild animals roam the streets and squares as if they were their own territory. The wind carries seeds for tens of kilometers, creating new green islands. Interesting fact: metal and concrete slowly deteriorate when exposed to moisture and oxygen. After 5 years, rust covers cars and iron structures, and nature increasingly takes over these areas. 10 years later, the Earth has almost returned to harmony. Large forests surround the remaining buildings. Birds migrate to where the noisy city once stood, and fish breed in clean rivers and lakes. The remnants of civilization are hidden under the greenery. Interestingly, even after decades, radioactive and plastic pollution remain visible. They have become monuments to humanity, showing that we were here and how we left our mark. 50 years later, cities have almost disappeared. Animal trails run through the streets. Nature completely dominates. Monuments become part of the landscape. Forests cover former roads and bridges, and waterfalls and rivers live on their own. Interesting fact. Archaeologists of the future, if they ever appeared, would find only ruins and strange remnants of technology that would be a mystery to them. The planet has almost forgotten about humans. Philosophical conclusion. What will remain after us? The Earth is stronger than us. Even if we are gone, life will continue to exist. Interesting thoughts. We consider ourselves the center of the world, but the Earth existed millions of years before us, and will continue to exist millions of years after us. Any civilization is just a brief episode. Our actions, even the smallest ones, leave traces. Plastic, radioactivity, even space debris around the Earth. Conclusion. Everything will disappear except nature. Everything except life. This reminds us to cherish every moment. The planet will live on even if we are gone. We are guests on this planet, and our task is to leave behind not destruction, but memories and goodness.